Freddie Highmore speaks at least 4 languages. How good is his Spanish? Let's find out. Hola, my name is Carlos and I'm your Spanish as a foreign language teacher. Freddie Highmore is an English actor famous for portraying Norman Bates in that creepy drama Bates Motel. He's also known for his role as a doctor with autism in the TV series The Good Doctor. He speaks English, Arabic, French, and Spanish. First, we're going to see together an interview they did to him in Spanish, and then we will analyze his usage of this language. Vamos.
Bueno, gracias. Hace mucho tiempo que no estoy aquí en España, así que entiendo, pero a veces las palabras, la gramática, el subjuntivo, todo eso. Pero no, todo bien.
A ver cuánta gente de aquí sabe decir subjuntivo de la manera que lo ha hecho Freddie.
No, es mejor practicar y bueno, si comito errores, comito errores.
¿Qué te atrajo de este proyecto? O sea, ¿por qué de repente decides interpretar a un personaje con este problema, con este TEA, con este autismo, ¿no?
Bueno, primero yo creo que como médico fue mi responsabilidad moral después de haber matado tanta gente como no podéis, tenía que salvar a la gente, pues. Eso fue la segunda razón. La primera razón, claro, fue que queríamos todos, pensábamos todos que la serie podía ser algo un poco más importante que una serie que, claro, con la representación que intentábamos dar con el autismo.
All right, very impressive, I must say. Now, let's go back to the bits that I would like to highlight and also on the points that he needs to work on.
Bueno, gracias. Hace mucho tiempo que no estoy aquí en España, así que...
Hace mucho tiempo que no estoy aquí en España. Excellent use of the phrase hace tiempo que for expressing it's been a long time. He's even adding that mucho to make it even stronger. Now the phrase hace tiempo que, we can combine it with present simple or we can combine it with past simple. For example, hace tiempo que vivo en Londres. It's been a while since I live in London. Or in past simple, hace tiempo que visité París. I visited Paris a while ago or a long time ago. So, well done. Let's continue.
No, es mejor practicar y bueno, si comito errores, comito errores.
Y si cometo errores, cometo errores. So he's expressing, and if I make mistakes, I make mistakes, as in like it's not important. I find this sentence very interesting because normally in Spanish, when we want to express something that, it's not that important, it's not that big of a deal, we wouldn't repeat the problem as in English. Like, for example, in English, you can say, well, if it's raining, it's raining. Like, there's nothing to do, right? In Spanish, if you say, si llueve, llueve, some people would understand what you're trying to say, express that it's not a big of a deal. However, we do have words and sentences in order to express this idea. For example, when Freddie said, y si cometo errores, instead of that, he could have said, y si cometo errores, pues no pasa nada. Y si cometo errores, pues ni modo. Y si cometo errores, pues cometo errores, adding that emphatic pues. So all these 3 sentences, they mean that it's not a big deal. If I make mistakes, I make mistakes, and that's okay. But these are 3 ways you can use in order to express it in Spanish. And it's definitely clearer for us native speakers what you're trying to express. Now, also something that I would like to highlight is the correct use of the verb cometer for mistakes. Cometer errores. Sometimes students who speak English, they say hacer errores because in English we have to make mistakes. And to be honest, guys, it also happens on the other way around. For us Spanish speakers, when we are learning English, we tend to say commit mistakes. So these transitive verbs, by the way, a transitive verb is a verb that needs an object in order to make sense. For example, cometer what? Errores, cometer errores, to make mistakes. These verbs could be confusing sometimes because of the verb that we use in Spanish. It's not necessarily the same in English, as this example shows. To give you another example so you can get a clearer idea, to do damage. The storm did a lot of damage to that town, for example. So do damage in Spanish would be to cause damage, causar daño. La tormenta causó daño a ese pueblo. Because do damage, which would be hacer daño, that means to hurt in Spanish. So as you can see, these verbs are extremely important. I am going to provide you with a list of the most commonly mistaken verb pairings in Spanish, especially for English speakers. So you will find it in the description of the video. So it's free, just get it. You just have to, put your name, some data, and then you will get it on your email. It's extremely important to have this kind of materials in hand so we can revise constantly. Let's move on.
Bueno, primero yo creo que como médico fue mi responsabilidad moral después de haber matado tanta gente como no podéis.
Fue mi responsabilidad moral después de haber matado tanta gente. It was my moral responsibility after having killed so many people, as Norman Bates. So he's talking about his character. This is an excellent use of the phrase después de plus an infinitive. For example, después de cenar vamos al cine. After having dinner or after dinner, we are going to the cinema. Freddie used haber matado because he's favoring the present perfect. So he has to use that auxiliary haber in infinitive, and he has to respect the past participle, which he did, and that was really good. So he said haber matado. Another example would be después de haber cenado fuimos al cine. After having dinner, we went to the cinema, to give this idea of something that happened in the past. Or after having had dinner, we went to the cinema. Let's move on.
La razón, claro, fue que queríamos todos, pensábamos todos que la serie podía ser algo un poco más importante que una serie.
Pensábamos todos que la serie podía ser algo más importante. We all thought that the series could be something more important. So this is an excellent use of the imperfect as a hypothesis or as a question, something that you wonder. Interestingly, he could have also used the conditional. Pensábamos todos que la serie podría ser algo más importante. And what's interesting is that in English, you only have the option could in this case. But in Spanish, we have two, whether it's the imperfect or whether it's the conditional. And the idea is the same. Something you wonder, something you're not sure of. To give you more examples, imaginé que esa casa costaba más dinero. I imagined that house was more expensive. Or literally, I imagined that house cost more money. Imaginaba que esa casa costaría más dinero. I imagined that house would cost more money. So as you can see, actually, there is a very little difference. If you use both grammar points, whether it's imperfect or conditional, we would get the idea that you are guessing a price. So it doesn't really matter. In a daily speech, of course, if you're passing a test, probably, yes, you do have to stick to the grammar rules. Let's continue.
Claro, con la representación que intentábamos dar con el autismo.
Excellent pronunciation of the word autismo. This sound, au, sometimes is a bit tricky, especially for English speakers, because in English, the vowels a and u make a new sound, which is o, as in Australia. In Spanish, we will pronounce both vowels separately. Au, au, Australia, autismo. So if you listen again, there was a little moment actually when he hesitated about the pronunciation, and then he corrected himself and he said autismo. So that was really well done. So what can I say? Freddie Highmore's Spanish is fantastic. He uses complex sentences and he looks absolutely natural and relaxed, and I can see that actually he is enjoying speaking Spanish. So that makes me really, really happy. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. The community is getting big. Let's make it bigger. I want to thank you as well for all the comments and the messages I have been receiving with your suggestions. I'm always reading them, and I have a list of people that I need to cover. They will come just little by little. See you next time. Happy learning. Bye bye. Adios.